Hi everyone, this is Marie Blue Angel back with another part of the demo for Sweetcore Brews. This is chapter 3. I already loaded us in, and I'm very excited to see what is going to happen. I've already read the first line, so it seems like we are at that Horizon building, or I don't remember what it's called, but the office where Olive works. So I suspect we're gonna meet Kingsley today in this chapter. So let's just get started. Yesterday came and went, and by the end of the day, there was still no sign of either Olive or Zero. In Zero's case, I suspect her live show ended up taking most of her time. But the lack of Olive's presence has me wondering for the worse. At least now, I have a chance to check up on her. And hopefully with this forget-me-not tea, she's going to have more than caffeine in her arsenal to survive that boss of hers. With my trusty thermos firmly in my arms, my little trek to her building has led me to another side of town I've barely gone to before. Though much like everything beyond my shop's idle block, the view is exactly what one would expect from an address like this. There's skyscrapers galore all over this place. At least there seems to be some cute bakeries nearby. I love some cute bakeries, by the way. That would help me if I worked in one of these buildings. Or near here. It's a Harvest building. Okay. Arriving at the Harvest building, I don't waste time heading into the lobby. This place isn't as busy as I was thinking it'd be, but it is still early enough in the morning. Reaching the front counter, I'm surprised to find it empty, save for the large directory plastered on the wall. Off to floor 14 it is then. I head on over to the elevator and hold the button down as the door closes. Once we start moving, I look over my thermos, wondering whether my tea has made the journey. Considering the thermos is still warm, I don't think I have much to worry about. Now, I'm wondering if I made too much tea for her. I'm sure Olive will appreciate it, Millie. Then again, she probably has enough here to stretch over a couple days. At the next floor, I finally notice I'm still holding down the button, but the elevator keeps moving as usual. The more I continue my ascent, however, my stomach can't help but tighten a little with each passing floor. Taking a breath, I shrug off the feeling as I rub at my hands. Come on, Millie. You're acting like you've never run your own errands before. You're just going to head on over to her desk and drop everything off, and then we go back. And back we go, okay? Despite my poor attempts at self-talking at myself, I manage to stay composed as the elevator passes the 13th floor. Just when it's about to reach the 14th floor, the elevator comes to a sudden halt. Oh no, this is so not what I needed today. Don't tell me I'm stuck here. With a hardened sigh, I'm halfway to pressing for the emergency button when the door slides open, revealing a dimly lit floor. Did I actually make it to the 14th floor? The 14th button on the panel still hasn't lit up, but the door still hasn't closed on me yet. Considering how fickle elevators can sometimes be, I decide to head out into the hallway. It doesn't take long before the strange tightening sensation makes its way back to my stomach, though I try to ignore it as I begin to search for the right suite. Seriously, there's no lights in here. You'd think an office as fancy as this would invest in making this place look less creepy, unless that's the new aesthetic they've got going on. Better yet, maybe they should rethink their suite numbering system. Because none of these match the ones on the card. All at once, the sinking feeling returns. I'm not really on the right floor anymore, am I? Looking further ahead, I resist comparing this hallway to a void. Yet, exactly That's exactly what it's starting to look like. I will say this kind of reminds me of when I was young and I like was in a hotel like with family, and I was with like some of my cousins, like my cousin and my sister, and we were trying to go, well actually no, maybe it was just my sister, or maybe it was my cousin. We were trying to go to a floor where another relative, like my aunt and uncle, were staying, and it was like, for example, on the 6th floor, but we got taken to like the 4th floor or the 5th floor or something, like a floor like in between, and it opened into this like white, like very sterile looking hallway. Like it looked like a hospital, and then we did not cross the elevator boundary because we were like nope, and we pressed the elevator button again and we got to the floor that we needed to be on. But it's very confusing that the elevator stopped at that floor, because I'm assuming more likely that someone had pressed the button and was impatient and decided to like go up or down the stairs. But that was very creepy. And even I was a teenager at the time, so I don't know exactly what was happening, but I wasn't gonna get off that elevator because that was a very creepy place. So I'm hoping it's a little less creepy here for Millie, but that's kind of what I'm imagining here, minus like the sterility of like a hospital setting and more dimly lit, as Millie has been saying. I thought Mom and Dad said the councils had closed off all of the remaining voids in the 90s. Okay, so voids are like something of magic that we don't really know about. I mean, I don't really know about. Maybe you do. Who knows? That's what they said, right? The 1790s? Not unless somebody here has been diving into some vintage spirit dwelling lately. In that case, not taking chances, I keep the thermos tight to my chest as I keep on walking till there's barely enough light to illuminate the lone door waiting for me at the end of the hallway. Yikes. Either somebody has been messing around with voids for real, or this building is screaming for a renovation. Gah, I've made it this far. There's gotta be some stairs or something I can use. Or I could just turn back. To my surprise, the elevator is now but a tiny speck in the darkness. Heading straight it is. It's not like I wouldn't know how to find my way back from a void. I managed to survive high school among the ordinaries, after all, where everyone fancies themselves as an amateur occultist. Taking a breath, I take hold of the latch on the door. Just please don't let it send me back to the Middle Ages again. How do you even get back from that? We have to find another void, Millie? Ooh. I wonder... That opens up lots of potential things. If there's any sort of void traveling in either of these routes in the full game. Closing my eyes, I pull the latch back and head inside. Okay. Oh. An office. Much to my surprise, I'm far from being in the Middle Ages, but rather inside what seems to be a posh-looking office. I guess that was one of the office floors, but then why? Just as I take a step forward, I notice another door inside the suite. Without hesitation, I push the door open, only to come face to face with a half-naked man in the middle of buttoning up his shirt. I love it. Okay. What the? I know I should close the door, but my mind has lost all sense of focus, save for the perfectly chiseled set of abs gracing my view. A second later, however, reality begins to set in. Oh, Millie. I would have a similar reaction. I wouldn't even know what to do, like, realistically. And then visually, I'd just be like, wow, thank you. But also, what do I do now? I'm so sorry. Wrong room. At once, I go slam the door, yet the man swiftly stops me in my tracks. Where do you think you're going? Why'd you even come in from that door? I was just wondering the same thing myself. I try to avert my gaze to let the man finish buttoning up his shirt. Yet he doesn't spare the modesty as he leisurely takes his time. Well, in that case, they didn't tell you. You could always just use the main door. Huh? I'm confused. I don't see why you prefer taking the hallway of shame if we haven't gotten to that point yet. The hallway of shame? Just be patient. You might as well just follow me so we can get this started. Get what started? Slipping on his coat over his shoulders, the man motions towards one of the pristine sofas as he heads over to the desk. Or to his desk. I figured this building was going to have some impressive suites, but this is on another level. The only thing is, there's no name or signs of or much of anything on his desk or walls. Maybe also works in legal? Question mark? Oh my gosh. Well, now, I take it you already know who I am by now, but just in case... Sorry, I didn't even know that was a thing, but I was looking for it now that I've seen. I love the blue. The blue looks so good with the hair. Okay. I'm back. Hello. Don't mind me. Hello. My name is Rain Kingsley of Kingsley Absolutions. Now that we have that out of the way, let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? What elephant in the room? I don't understand anything right now. We both already know why you're here. To deliver tea? Well, actually, between you and me, I'm only here because I'm wondering if you could help me with something. Like I said, I'm already well aware of that. This consultation was merely to lay some more of the groundwork before I give you my final assessment. Assessment? Yes, I always make an assessment before rendering any of my services. To be honest, it's more for your benefit than mine in deciding whether you're even capable of affording me. I mean, I guess that's fair. We love to be upfront, so there are no surprises. You must be good at your job. Which, as it stands, you tell me. Tightening my grip on my thermos, I narrow my eyes at him. Well, I'm waiting. Sorry, what makes you think I can't afford you? I was always under the impression that a good business person wasn't the type to hold prejudice against a potential client. Kingsley sits up in his seat as he has his own hand twitches while flipping through his notes. So, if I'm understanding all this correctly, then money is no object for you. In that case, we can skip past the first portion of the interview. Without warning, he sharply turned to the next page of his docket. Now, for section 2. Let's start with the obvious question. How has your frustration been lately? My frustration? Yes. I take it there's still only one major issue, unless there's new ones to report. Oh, well... Clasping my hands in my lap, I glance away from him as I think. At first I thought he was a lawyer, but now he is definitely giving me psychologist. I probably should have figured that out once I saw the plush sofas. I mean, lawyers can have, if you're like a big time like attorney or I don't know, lawyer in general, like can't you have plush sofas for clients, like client meetings? Just so you know, the time is ticking. If I were to narrow it down, I'd say I'm mostly dealing with one major problem. Oh, so, tell me more about it. I'm assuming it's still a daily occurrence. Well, yes. It's not exactly something I can avoid, even if I tried. That's how it usually goes. That's how it usually goes. I feel like I'm doing my zero voice also, but, similar enough. Now, do you think it's significantly increased within the last 3 months? Actually, I think so, yeah. To be honest, I'm pretty sure it got even worse once I started working at the shop, but I suppose that's a given. To my surprise, he stops to look up at me from his notes. What makes you say that? I'm not sure. I just figured that's usually when most people start complaining about this sort of thing, right out of college. That is usually the case, right? Is that a yes then? Tell me, so how exactly have you been handling this frustration? You must be trying to do something to keep it under control for now. I think I've lost the Kingsley voice that I was trying to do. I did see this. I did see this as like a, what do you call that? A little snippet of the demo from Nochi Studios' Twitter page. I see. I had a suspicion we were talking about this. I tend to let it bottle up until it's time to explode. I've made it my ritual to take care of it every night. Honestly, I just cope by drowning in tea and reading smut. I mean, that's also, like, I like 2 and 3. I don't know what to pick. I think either one could be, like, if we're just thinking about general frustration. I'm just gonna go with 3 just because it's fun and it's a demo, why not? Here we go. Honestly, I just cope by drowning in tea and reading smut. Click, click. His pen stops moving. Say that again? I know you heard me the first time. That I did. But most of my clients don't get as straight to the point as you do. I suppose that should prove to lower the veil more quickly between us than most of my past cases. Sitting up, it's my turn to narrow my eyes at him. You're not about to ask me which ones I'm reading, are you? It wouldn't hurt to get a sense of what you've been using just to suppress your situation. Now then, as you've been so eloquently willing to get to the point, could you at least give me any recent titles you've read? Do I have to? At once, Kingsley glances up from his notes and curtly folds his hands at his desk. Believe me, Miss Blythe, I don't get paid enough to waste my time judging your choice of literature. So, if you would, please give me a title. In His Cage, Part 5. There's 5 parts? I love it. Stopping his pen, Kingsley raises an eyebrow at me with a piercing glint in his eyes. So much for being judgmental. Clearly, he's being paid well enough to give me that look. So, I take it That you also consume parts 1 through 4 as well? Not as quickly as part 5, but yes. Care to share why? Or will I be left to believe that it has anything to do with the aforementioned cage in the title? Oh, well, the cage is only in just a couple of scenes. Yet, its presence is still highly gratifying to the reader, I'm sure. So, if it wasn't just the cage that piqued your interest, was it the menage a trois on page 300 that kept you flipping to the end? So you've read it? Or you wrote it? Question mark? Hold on. Don't tell me. You read it too? Don't get ahead of yourself, Miss Blythe. You'd be surprised by the amount of clients who've spoiled every line of that book for me already. Already? We should be friends, clients. I know we can't do we can't know each other because of like the therapist client, hush-hushness. I don't know what the word is right now, but yeah, that'd be fun. Thanks to them, I'm well aware of the book's tagline. Whips, vibes, and restraints, with batteries most definitely included. I don't know about you, but I think I've heard the term daddy enough out of that book to last me sufficiently for 3 lifetimes, maybe even 4. Judging by that look of yours, I'm guessing you were hoping I didn't know about that particular detail. Psh. You can tell me if you've actually read it too, you know. No. Now then. It sounds like you've cultivated some coping mechanisms throughout this experience. But I do have to ask. Do any of these solutions actually work for you? Well, considering that I haven't turned into a supervillain yet, I'd like to think that I'm coping enough. I'm not exactly thriving, but I'm surviving. Wait, you're really writing all that down? I have to, for my records. Why? Is there a problem? If there isn't one, then let me make sure I've got it all down. So, not thriving, but surviving, through copious amounts of caffeine, sugar, and erotic fiction. Did I get that all right? Almost. Ah, well. I wrote it in pen, so it's staying that way. He takes a few moments to review through his notes, leaving me to continue inspecting the rest of his office. Seriously, now I'm starting to question whether psychologist even fits the bill. Well then, I think it's sufficient to say that your situation has been a consistent thorn in your flesh. More importantly, I'm quite certain we can confirm your diagnosis. Oh, wait, so he is a psychologist. So, what do you think? Actually, before you tell me that, how much is it going to cost? And I thought money was no object. That doesn't mean I can't ask ahead of time for some numbers. I can assure you the numbers can wait for a moment. Right now, we're going to need to proceed onward to the next step. Which is what? Naturally, I need to test the strength of your affliction. Without warning, he gets up from his seat and starts approaching me. My first instinct is to scoot down my seat, yet he quickly catches on. Stand up. Not until you tell me what you're about to do. I already told you. And I'm not about to repeat myself. Now, let's be serious about this. I said, stand up. Locking eyes with him, I rise from my seat. Now, tell me. If I take a step forward, just like this, how does that make you feel? Kingsley takes a graceful step towards me, his eyes never leaving mine. The closer he gets, the better I can get a look of his physique. I mean, I feel like I already see lovely things from here, but I can't imagine if he steps even closer. Such as those broad shoulders and the outline of his muscles through his shirt. I give a hard swallow. I don't think I feel any differently. Are you sure about that? Kingsley then takes another step. I fully expect him to stop right at my feet, only this time he keeps moving. Huh? Hold it! I swear I'm perfectly healthy. I'm starting to think you're not a psychologist. What makes you think you can solve my problem? I don't think the first option I don't really want to go for, because no one's perfectly healthy. I mean, I'm sure someone is, but you know. I'm starting to think you're not a psychologist. I mean, you could be a psychologist. Question mark? But like, this would be weird for a psychologist to do. What makes you think you can solve my problem? Well, I want to say that. I want to be a little antagonistic. As his forward nearly meets mine, I press a hand to his chest. That chiseled chest of his. Hey, wait! What's wrong? Are you feeling something already? I just think I need a clarification here. I thought I'd already told you that time is of essence. What exactly makes you think you can solve my problem? Aren't you forgetting that you're in my office? Oh no, I'm very much well aware of that. But that still doesn't answer my question. We're wasting time here. Just when I think he's going to walk away, he latches his hands onto his shirt collar and starts unbuttoning. Why? Wait, what are you doing now? Oh, so now you're reacting. If this is the only way I can see how bad your situation is, then so be it. I do not know what's happening right now. What the? Despite my growing panic, it's not enough to tear my eyes away as he undoes the next button. At the same time, I can tell he's growing impatient with me by the second. If I didn't know better, I think you're trying to get me to come on to you. What are we trying to solve? I mean, sure, but I don't. What is this context? You're not a psychologist. That'd be a start for sure. Wait, then what kind of doctor are you? Could it be that you're some kind of love doctor? What would you do if I said I was one? Well, I notice him observing me intently, almost as if I'm some kind of specimen. The more he does, the hotter I can feel my face turning, no matter how much I try to avert my gaze from him. Somehow, I always keep turning to him, and I know what he must be thinking. Well, I'm waiting. The heat has become so unbearable that I can't even string a single sentence. Fair. Now I'm really starting to wonder if something's wrong with me. But then again, you're responding to me, aren't you? Aren't you? You're responding to me, aren't you? I keep going to my Zero voice. I guess Zero and Kingsley are going to have the same voice in this playthrough. That just depends. On what exactly? Tell me now. Kingsley takes another step forward, and now we're standing face to face, his lips mere inches from mine. If I tripped right now, I'm pretty sure we'd be making out within the next 5 seconds. Holding on to his gaze, I start to inch forward when the front door opens. It's Olive. Hey, Olive.
Mr. Kingsley, your first client is in the waiting room. Oh my. Sorry, I forgot to knock.
Wait, Olive? What are you doing here?
I was just about to ask you the same thing.
Her expression suddenly reverts to terror as I follow her gaze to one very silent Kingsley. Oh my god. Don't tell me. You're the boss? I called it. I love it, and I love it. Blomstra, could you please tell me which client is this?
This is Millie Blythe, sir.
So this is Kingsley. I should have known he was exactly as Olive described him. Arrogant, commanding, pompous. Swallowing hard, Olive gives me a timid look.
Did you have an appointment with us, Millie?
I don't, actually. I just wanted to give you these.
Oh?
As I give Olive back her ID card and thermos, a thought hits me while Kingsley remains deathly quiet. If he's definitely not a lawyer or a psychologist, then what kind of person would try to... Ugh! Why didn't I see it before? I quickly recall the garbled mess that is in my rudimentary knowledge in cursed studies, and suddenly I want to smack myself. What if Kingsley thought I was afflicted all this time? I glance at Kingsley warily, trying to hide my embarrassment. His eyes wander over me, but he doesn't say a word, even as I start making my way across the room. I'm sorry.
No, wait, Millie, this is...
Before she can finish, I'm already out the door. I love this chance encounter, and he's like, yeah, I do stuff about curse afflictions. What do you think I was doing? What kind of affliction did you think I had? I mean, not me, but what did you think Millie had? I don't know. I don't remember how I found my way out of the building, but all that matters is that I'm back here where I need to be. Since leaving that room, my heart and mind have been in a frenzy against the insistent wave of guilt and shame that wants to take over. Yet, for as much as I want to cringe and hide, I know I can't. The only thing I know right now is that this store needs to get ready for the start of a new day. As soon as I step into the shop, I revert back on schedule. I get the cauldrons bubbling, and the baked goods out onto their glorious displays. And not much to my surprise, Howell's morning greeting still comes bubbling out of a cauldron. Yet as much as I'm bustling to get everything set up, a prickling feeling still looms within me. And just when I least expect it, this morning's events lurk their way into my mind.
I will say that if that had happened to me, I'd be mortified. Like, I don't think, like, and it's understandable that you would think about it. It just happened. Also, that's a cute meet cute. I think both Zero and Millie and Zero's meet cute and Millie and Kingsley's meet cute are very adorable. It's just so fun. Yeah, it was just so fun. I did not expect either one of them. Suddenly, I find myself looking towards the door, and another thought hits me. But if he can break curses, then he can't just be an unordinary. He'd need to come from somewhere with that kind of ability. Somewhere like... Oh my god. I willingly went into a demon's lair, didn't I? Oh. Are you a demon? Question mark? Ugh. That's definitely going at the top of things, never to mention to anybody back home. Fair. But what if you have a cute little story and then you're gonna have to be like, ha ha ha, I met you at a demon's lair. And you're a demon? Question mark? I'm not sure. I'm not fully following. Seething, I try to snap myself out of it by glancing up the clock before it chimes. Grabbing my keys, I hustle out of the kitchen. Thank goodness it's time to open. I don't want today to just be about that demon. Huh? There's already people in line by the door. Oh, so he is a demon. Okay. As I go to unlock the door, I'm stunned to find a group of 8 already waiting for me. Still in disbelief, I hold the door open for them. Can I help you?
You're Millie, right?
I'm pretty sure that's me.
Oh, great. We were hoping you'd be working here today. We're looking for this tea if you can make it for us.
Is it the peach one? The girl shows me a cropped screenshot off her phone. Upon first glance, I notice the color of the tea simmering in a large pot. Yet as I tilt my head, I suddenly spot a familiar shade of purple on the counter. Wait a minute. Where did you get this photo? As I turn to the girl, I realize I suddenly have my answer. Hanging from her phone is a single charm of the only person who would have had the nerve to do this. Would all of you hold on for a second? Feel free to take a seat and I'll be back to get your teas ready. As soon as the group finds a table, I turn on my heels straight for the kitchen. I promptly begin to stir up my cauldrons as a heavenly aroma begins to fill the room. All at once, I know there's someone standing behind me, right where I was hoping they'd be. You can come out now, Zero. I don't know how long you've been hiding here, and whether I should be worried about that. But I know that right now, I'm not alone in this room anymore. Am I? All of a sudden, I feel a pair of hands rest upon my shoulders. You're right about that. You don't have a reason to be alone anymore. Not while I'm here. Turning me around, Zero takes my hand in hers and presses it to her chest. I know you said you didn't need my help, but I did what I had to do. By taking some selfies near my cauldrons? Judge me all you want, but I know my reach. I figured a little shout-out could liven things up a little for you. Then maybe you'll see about getting an assistant or two, so you can get a vacation day in. As nice as that would be, I know I still have a ways to go for that pipe dream. Well, in that case, then be prepared to see more of me around here. Aw, but Zero's trying to help, and make the shop even busier and stuff. And where I go, people will follow. I thought that was your reason for hiding out here. That doesn't mean I can't add a couple of stakes every now and again. I wanted to say, that doesn't mean I can't add a couple of stakes every now and then. It's time you finally realize that life's a carnival, Millie Blythe, and I'm going to be your carousel Ferris wheel, and roller coaster, all in one. Looking on from my cauldrons, I suddenly find myself smiling. I guess this place is about to get a little rowdier in here. As long as I can keep it together, I'm sure Howell won't mind. Besides, it looks like business is finally going to start picking up. Once the cauldrons have started simmering again, I return to the counter to get more orders started, as new customers keep coming in by the minute, all with the same screenshot. At this rate, I might have to start calling this one the Zero Tea. Chuckling to myself, I hand off another order. Next customer? Before I can look up, I hear a familiar voice.
Hi, Millie. I told you I'd be back.
I stop at once and look up, my heart in my throat. Olive. I hope that nothing bad happened with Kingsley after I left.
Oh, please, don't worry about it. Let's just call what it was. A misunderstanding, right?
Is that what Kingsley also calls it? Ugh. Please tell me he didn't fire you.
Oh, not at all. I promise you, my job is going to be fine. Actually, maybe even better than fine. I just wanted to come by and say thank you for bringing back my card, but most of all for the tea.
Olive pulls the thermos out of her bag and holds it up to me. Oh, you've already finished all of it. If I knew you were going to finish the whole thermos in a day, I would have made some more.
Ah, it's alright. As someone who's never been much of a tea drinker before, I think yours are something on a whole nother level. I don't know what it is that you put in them, but even if today isn't supposed to be a perfect day, it sort of feels like one you're meant to remember. Does that even make any sense at all to you?
In a way, it really does, Olive. With a peaceful nod, I notice her smile, but it's almost bittersweet. Hey, Olive. At once, she pushes the thermos back to me, insisting for me to take it back.
I'll see you soon, okay? Don't think I've forgotten to check up on your progress with Zero.
Oh, but wait. Don't you want to at least get more tea to go? Once again, Olive gives that same nostalgic smile.
Don't worry about it. I know I'll be getting more tea from you soon, so I'll be patient until then.
Before I can say any more, Olive rushes off, no doubt heading back to the office at this hour. I know she says things are fine at her work, but I really hope Kingsley isn't going to get in her case as much anymore. Plus, it seems she really liked the tea enough to chug it down. As I open the thermos, the first thing I see is a folded note shoved inside. Setting the thermos aside, I unravel the note only to find the logo for Kingsley Absolutions bleeding along the top header. Millie Blythe, I want more. Huh?
Did your boss put you up to this, Olive? I'm so sorry. Millie and I are so sorry.
Signed, Rain Kingsley. Huh? Holding the note, the empty thermos catches my eye one more time, before the familiar sounds of my bustling shop summon me to start my next creation.
Please fill 5 names to complete the list. Okay. Like what names? A customer list. Olive. Random names. Henry. Adelaide. Marie. And Cherry. Okay.
Complete. Fill in the blanks to help the customer. A magic potion that will help take away your stress, worries, and replace it with a more peaceful calm attitude and mindset. From Millie to Adelaide. My computer is so slow. What should I do to speed it up? A magic potion that will help take away your worries and replace it with a more calm attitude and mindset. Okay. Woo! Letter was sent. Your idea has sparked a fire within me. Thanks for the inspiration. Fill in the blanks to help the customer. Use a... They will be forced to keep their... like mouth, brain, laptop. Use a no electronics potion as well as a book. I don't know. They will be forced to keep their laptop shut for 24 hours. I recently quit a career in favor of my dream job of pursuing a music career, but I'm worried about making enough money to get by. What should I do? Use a no electronics potion as well as a book. They will be forced to keep their laptop shut for 24 hours. Sorry. A lot of these aren't gonna make sense. Letter was sent. Try a magical noun called the calling, and it will give you all the noun you seek. Try a magical pudding called the calling, and it'll give you all of the comforts you seek. I've been playing video games for most of my life, but I love a challenge. What should I do in my favorite game to make it more challenging? Try a magical pudding called the calling, and it will give you all the comforts you seek. From Millie to Marie. And oh heck yeah, I'm all about this. I'm legit excited to see how it goes. A simple, small love should do the trick if given to them. Locket? Yeah, cookie. No. Locket. If you want to be creative, then why not put it in a small box of cookies for them to find? My friend has been down on their luck because someone spread a nasty rumor about them. How can we prove that the rumor is fake? A simple small love locket should do the trick if given to them. If you want to be creative, then why not try to put it in a small box of cookies for them. Bye. Hope that helps.
Wow, Millie does a lot.
Well, ain't that something? Your advice is quite interesting. I might just consider it and see how it pans out. Turn him into a little noun for a while. This will teach him how to treat others how he would like to be treated. A cow?
Or a rock. Sorry, it's reminding me of Sylvester the donkey? There's like a children's book that's called like Sylvester the donkey or something, and he accidentally gets turned into a rock because he's looking for a magical stone, and then it's kind of sad because his parents are looking for him, and then they do find him, I think, at the end, but it was a very sad story. I cried when I was younger reading that. I was bored, so I decided to talk with my cats. They talked back. What should I do? Turn them into a little rock for a while. This will teach them how to treat others how he would like to be treated. These are quite fun, the little Mad Libs. Letter was sent. Well, if I must, I'll reluctantly give it a go, but I'll have my complaints ready if this turns out to be a colossal waste of time. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so that is that is the end of chapter 3 there. Very fun meet cute with Kingsley. I wonder what this note is about. I want more, Millie Blake. Okay, give me some context, Sarah. I do not know what you mean. Poor Olive. I hope Olive is doing well also. Zero is also back, and is trying to help with, running the kitchen. Not running the kitchen, running the tea shop, so that's nice. At least getting some customers in the door, which is actually very much appreciated, I think. At least I do. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed chapter 3 and all the fun little things that happened within it. I'll be back soon for an additional part. I think next time. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna try for next time. Maybe I have to do better in chapter 2. I'll have to read the notes for the instructions for how to unlock the other chapters. Because I read that there's 12 chapters for the demo. But anyways, have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye!